UFOs, Judaism, and Kabbalah. Now, there's a topic of endless intrigue. Last time, we journeyed through Ezekiel's vision and the mystic worlds of Enoch. We saw how Jewish tradition blurred the line between angels and astronauts. Today, we push further into Kabbalah's vision of an infinite cosmos and the surprising harmony between ancient mysticism and modern UFO stories. So let's fast forward to the modern era. 1947, Roswell. The word flying saucer enters the global vocabulary. Almost overnight, humanity has a new mythology. Visitors from the sky, lights that move with intelligence, beings who abduct, transform, enlighten, or terrify. And yet, look closer. The themes are ancient. A dazzling light in the heavens, a descent from above, messages of cosmic wisdom, transformed witnesses who return with secret knowledge. It's Ezekiel all over again. It's Enoch and the Watchers. It's the songs of the Sabbath sacrifice. The imagery shifts. Wings become engines, thrones become craft, but the human experience is the same. Encounter, awe, transformation. In modern UFO encounters, witnesses often describe time dilation, paralysis, telepathic beings of light, experiences nearly identical to those of Jewish mystics in ecstatic ascent. The Kabbalists call that Merkavah yichud, or the uniting of oneself with the chariot. UFO witnesses call it contact. So maybe the real question isn't whether UFOs are physical or spiritual, alien or angelic. Maybe it's about the human mind when confronted with the infinite, that translates the unknown into symbols it can grasp. For Ezekiel, that was the chariot. For us, it's spacecraft. But both point toward the same horizon, the meeting of human and transcendent. So what happens to theology, to our sense of God, when we admit the possibility of other worlds? For Judaism, it's no crisis at all. If God is infinite, then God's creative energy cannot be confined to one small planet. Every world, every species, every galaxy is part of the same divine ecosystem. In Kabbalistic thought, every creature reflects one spark of the Ein Sof, the infinite light. So if life exists on another planet, it too participates in that divine spark. Maimonides once said that the heavens are filled with intelligences, angelic minds that govern the spheres. He couldn't have imagined exoplanets, but he grasped the principle that consciousness pervades the cosmos. So whether we speak of angels or aliens, we're speaking about the same intuition, that we are not alone, that reality is alive with awareness. In the 20th century, as radio telescopes listened for signals from space, a few Jewish thinkers began to connect these modern discoveries with ancient ideas. One of them, Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan, who was both a physicist and a Kabbalist, once wrote that creation is not a past event, but a continuous unfolding, God speaking reality into being, moment by moment. To him, science and Kabbalah were just different lenses on the same mystery. And he wrote this: if there are other civilizations, they too are part of God's plan. Each world an experiment in divine creativity. That's classic Jewish cosmic thinking, plural, layered, interconnected. So when scientists scan the skies for extraterrestrial intelligence, and mystics scan the inner heavens for divine light, both are participating in the same search. They are, in their own ways, calling out into the void and asking, is anyone out there? And perhaps the universe has been answering all along, just not in radio waves, but in revelation, symbol, and spirit. Let's shift the question for a moment. What if the beings the prophets saw, the angels, the wheels, the fiery chariots, weren't visitors from the stars, but to the stars within us? In Kabbalah, the outer cosmos mirrors the inner one. The galaxies are vast, but so is the soul. Each sephirah, each divine emanation corresponds to a dimension of human consciousness. So when Ezekiel ascends through the heavens, he's also ascending through the layers of his own spirit. When Enoch meets the Watchers, he's confronting the boundaries of divine and human knowledge. Maybe that's the real secret of these encounters. Not aliens, but awakenings. You see, the mystic doesn't travel outward, he travels inward to the place where the human and the divine meet. And yet, isn't that what all our stargazing is about? A longing to connect, to belong, to find meaning beyond ourselves. Whether we call it God or angels or extraterrestrials, it's the same yearning to not be alone in the universe. So, what do Judaism, UFOs, and Kabbalah all have in common? They all begin with wonder, awe. That moment when you look up and realize how small you are and how vast everything else is. The rabbis of the Talmud said that God travels through 18,000 worlds. The mystics of Tzfat or Safed said that creation never stops unfolding. The modern scientist says that the universe is expanding. Different languages, same intuition. We live in a cosmos that is alive, infinite, and filled with presence. Maybe Ezekiel didn't see a UFO. Maybe he saw something greater. The universe itself opening, revealing that everything, every world, every light, every being is part of one immense living mystery. And that, ultimately, is the Kabbalistic message. We're not observers of the cosmos. We are participants in it. Each of us, a spark of that same divine light that fills all worlds, known and unknown. So the next time you look up at the night sky and see a streak of light move across the darkness, don't rush to decide what it is. Let it remind you of what Ezekiel, Enoch, and the Kabbalists all knew, that the heavens are not empty. They're full of song, full of consciousness, full of God. Because in the end, whether you're staring through a telescope or closing your eyes in prayer, the question is the same. What is out there, and what is in here? And maybe, just maybe, they're the same thing.